All right, so I have taken this carb apart again. And right now, if I blow through this with my mouth, I've got plenty of air, aka fuel, coming out through there. I think I found the problem. When you're not looking carefully, it can almost seem like these are the same size. Now, looking at them and seeing them closely, I feel like even at a glance, these are different sizes from space. You can see that from space without the Hubble. But throughout this whole ordeal, either we were leaking fuel out of the front of the carburetor, right here, or the machine wouldn't start, depending on where we had the float set. The machine wouldn't start, and I just witnessed it with the carb apart, because this guy is longer than this guy. Now look, this is from the brand new carburetor. It sticks up out of the needle seat about a little more than a 16th, not quite an 1/8 of an inch. I would say 2 or 3 millimeters sticks up. Okay, and if you push on it like the float would, and you turn it upside down, it sticks for a second, which is no big deal. It's rubber going into a little hole, sticks for a second, falls out. But let's go back to this over here. New spring and old spring. So the spring is longer too. Not only is the needle longer, the spring is longer. And so then let's just, for shits and giggles, let's put this in here with the little brass push rod. Let's put this in here. Too long, definitely too long. Doing all this one-handed. I'm not going to put the little spring that goes to help hold the float down and whatnot. I'm holding the phone with our arm. Okay, I'm going to try to blow through it. Nothing, which rightfully so. Holding this upside down simulates the fuel level being up and the bowl being full and the float being what's closing the needle. But when I turn it around, I still have no flow. There it goes. So while I'm blowing, if I jiggle the float, you can audibly hear that needle pop out of the seat. Let's see here. And so this has been common lately. Manufacturers that don't actually manufacture their own parts are getting new manufacturers. Let's put this guy, the old spring, the shorter old spring and the shorter old needle. This is from the exact same carburetor, but not the old carburetor from this machine. Like I said, the old carburetor from this machine was done for. But we are going to put this guy together, put this guy in here, and actually, first of all, I want to show you something. Taking the push rod and the spring out, look at how the needle from another Zenith carburetor, as exact same model from a Continental TM27, I believe it's the 14527 or something like that, the Zenith number. Look at how the old original needle sits pretty much flush with that seat. Interesting. Sometimes things will eat your lunch until you pay enough attention. Damn it. I'm gonna hold the phone in my mouth again.
You get this needle. Oh! Do it. Do it.
Okay. So, now, let's blow through it. Nothing. Something. Sorry. I mean, you can visibly see the needle drop down. Hold on. I'm trying to do it here. Can you hear in the air? Literally just working so much better. This is an old float as well. I'm trying to think of everything here, so I did not put the new float back in. I was like, well, let's use an old float. God damn it, you know. So that needle is too long. It's pushing too hard inside of the seat, and so then it seals. And then we adjust the float to get it to open, and yeah, it opens, but then it won't seal and the fuel just keeps flowing. So I think I'm also going to take the old seat out of that other carburetor I have and check the just the dimensions of the inside, the outside, see, make sure they're the exact same, because maybe they changed the dimension of this or had somebody else start manufacturing this, and so they had to change that. And it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, that brand new one in that brand new seat, and it's getting stuck in the hole. This one is not. So we'll find out. I'm just saying, man, pay attention to your parts. Even when they're brand new, the quality of shit going out today is zero quality from most people. You know, you got to remember, people are making these things. You know, even if it's machines stamping them out, somebody has to hit the button, and somebody needs to check to make sure all the chips are clear. You know, there's people involved, and that's where the mistakes lie. You know, machines only do what we tell them, and if we don't know how those machines work or what we're supposed to tell them, they're not going to do what we want. And the workforce that's in place these days is just, I don't know. I would venture to say not equipped, knowledge-wise and experience-wise. And it seems like either nobody wants to show them, which, fine, whatever, that's not cool, but I mean, maybe nobody wants to show them, but it just still blows my mind, because in this day and age, this is literally the age of information. Everything you need is available at your fingertips. Talk to somebody, ask Google, fucking figure it out, because you're making my days suck with shitty quality control and shitty parts put out. I'm gonna have to start doing a new series on YouTube called Shitty Parts Yet Another. And hey, that's an idea. Maybe I'll start doing that. Every time we get a bad part, I'm gonna showcase it. And maybe that'll put our manufacturers' asses back in gear. You know, also, we could just make shit here in America instead of relying on Chinese children. That was a joke. But I'm just saying, we're getting lazy, guys. We're getting lazy. Come on. Okay, new one right here, old one right there. Obviously, we're machined in different places or by different people. As far as height goes, man, there's maybe a 5,000 inch difference on this one's being a little taller. And that could just be from tightening or untightening it, stripping just a tiny bit, and so it's sticking up. You see that guy, that little guy? Yeah, that could just be whatever. So height difference, no big deal. No big deal, right? But what the fuck is this? Now, I don't know if this one is original to the Zenith. This could have been from a rebuild kit. But look at those holes. I wonder if the smaller hole is part of the reason why that guy is getting stuck. Maybe the bigger hole, that's the rubber, not... That one also looks flat and super smooth on the bottom. This one just not, I mean, it's flat-ish. It looks a little bit more domed, concave than flat. And it's got like swirl rings from the machining. I don't know. The swirl rings could be from us. We've been cleaning it over and over, trying to figure out what the fuck. I don't know. I think we're gonna try this old seat and this old needle and see how it goes, and hopefully everything's good and we can get this guy's machine back to him and be done with this, because we're not making any money at this point. Promise that. Okay, now wanted to show y'all for a second how well this thing runs now that everything is adjusted and everything's tight. And I mean, like I said, took it apart countless times, cleaned it countless times, found metal shavings, found trash, found all sorts of things in here. Not to mention, at this point, we're running it on parts from an old carb. That's the new carb. We're running it on parts from the old carb. Let's go on. Let's leave it in high for a second. I just had it running, so I shouldn't need to choke it. Probably should have choked it a tiny bit. But either way, running great. She is running great. And she's not dripping gasoline anymore. Let's put her in auto. Runs awesome. Go back to high. Let's kill it. And wait a minute. I don't think it's gonna leak. Nothing. Bone dry. A little bit of vapor. Vapor's nothing to worry about. Well, problem solved. But a bigger, deeper rooted problem exposed. Till next time.